Thank you, Mr. Hackett.
The meeting of the Nassau County School Board is a public meeting. Citizens are welcome to comment on agenda items during the meeting. Citizens wishing to comment on matters which are not on the official agenda should fill out the sign-up sheet maintained in the back of the room, indicating the speaker's name, address, and topic to be discussed. A limit of 3 minutes applies to public comment unless extended by the vote of the board. The public is reminded that any request to have an item placed on the board's agenda must first be submitted to the superintendent. Our guests are also reminded that any request for the board to consider disciplinary action against a school district employee or any presentation of factual complaints against a district employee will be considered out of order and cannot be heard by the board without first having a recommendation for disciplinary action from the superintendent. Thank you.
Thank you. Board members, have you received your agenda and addendum?
Yes.
Yes.
Do I have any changes this evening? It's in your agenda. It's included into the agenda. Any changes this evening? Seeing or hearing none, Dr. Ruiz?
Madam Chairman, I would recommend adoption of the agenda as presented.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? The motion carries. Okay, we'll move to our presenters this evening. Dr. Ruiz, would you like to introduce our first presenter?
Yes, ma'am, I'd be glad to. I think this person is someone that's familiar to most of you. It's Dr. Pam Malarkey Robbins, and she is going to present to us the results from the Project SAS end of the year results. And so we welcome her to our board meeting this evening and ask her to share some good news with us.
Thank you. It's good to see you, Dr. Lewis. Haven't seen you in a while.
It has been a
And
while.
board members, thank you so much for allowing Project SOS again to come into your middle schools and your high schools. And we love your students. I have my 5 young adults fight over who's going to get to go to Nassau County. So I just love it up here. It's wonderful. We were in, let's see, how many of your schools? We were in Callahan Middle, Fernandina Beach High School, and West Nassau High School, Whitney Middle School, and Yulee High School. And if your school wasn't mentioned in the area you're in, let us know how we can get into that school, because we will do this, and we do everything for free because of wonderful supporters who really believe that our children can learn skills that will help them reach and set their goals and not get involved in the negative, unhealthy behaviors. So the things on the front page, of course, our mission is to change our youth culture for the better by educating youth with critical life skills to make healthy life choices. Everything we do has been measured for medical accuracy, age appropriate, and they've been, the curriculum has been evaluated twice, and it is evidence-based. So that can ease your mind if you have any questions on that. The things we start off with is finding out what are your talents, what are your gifts, what do you love to do, and then how can you write those down and post at home on your refrigerator so everybody in your family knows where you want to head. And that seems to help them tremendously. After that, we talk about 6 boundaries that will help them avoid unhealthy choices and keep them focused on their goals, because everything is about their success. The next thing is refusal strategies, and we teach them also what does manipulation strategy look like. When people try to manipulate you, I wish I'd had this before I went to college, because I was manipulated all the time. But how do you know when someone's trying to manipulate you, and then how do you get out of those situations? Our young people don't have life experiences to know how to do that, so we help them do that and practice that. And then we do a lot of talking about healthy and unhealthy relationships and friendships. But the relationships, 1 out of 4 relationships in high school in Florida is an abusive relationship, and that's way too many. The media influences, we do a lot on the social media because that's where they live, and bless parents' hearts are trying so hard just to keep up with their kids, but we've really lost a lot of our children to the fact that that thing right there that they spend 9 hours a day, that's the average, has really captured the hearts and the minds of our young people. Some is great, and then some is not so great. Substance abuse, we really work with that. Our biggest fight in that is the marijuana because it's on the ballot. So they figure, well, it's natural and, you know, I can do this. And I said, well, poison ivy is natural too. Go ahead and rub it all over your skin, baby. But I'm not in the classroom teaching, thank God. Anti-bullying, self-harm, and suicide are three of the topics that are very hot topics. And as you know, children are learning out of the hypothalamus of their brain, the emotional center. And if you don't teach and use emotion, they don't remember very long. So what we do is we use the emotion in a good way so that they don't want to go there. And I'll tell you a story at the end on suicide. Sexual risk avoidance is just from an absence standpoint that they can make healthy choices. 28% decrease in kids in high school having sex since 1991. That's fantastic. That means 64% of kids are not having sex in high school, even though the media would make you think everybody is. Your schools are on there. We impacted the lives of 1,249 of your wonderful middle school and high school students. And a couple of comments on the back section. One from West Nassau said safe sex for marriage. And another one said, I learned that although there are many obstacles and stressors, life is valuable and you can get through hard times. And I'll leave you before I take any questions with a story about Yulee High School. You remember Audie Ash? Okay. And he's a principal now in one of the rural counties. He had called us several years ago and he said, Pam, we need your whole team up here for the day. Okay, what's going on? And he said, well, we had 2 boys drowned and we had one boy drowned and 2 boys, seniors, within the last 6 months have committed suicide. And our school has very little hope and our students are very hopeless. And I said, well, why did you call me? And he said, because your program brings our kids hope. And we need hope. And I said, okay, we'll be there. And one of my young men on my staff had a father who committed suicide. And I asked him, I said, Ryan, have you ever talked about the effects of those left behind? He goes, oh, no, ma'am. But I have a feeling you're going to ask me to, aren't you? And I said, I am. Let's sit down, let's write your story. So we did, and he got up there in front of the whole high school and he started to talk about his dad. And he had his papers there, and as he talked, he'd never shared this, his lips started to quiver, he started to cry, and looking up at all those students, they started to do the same thing. He was sharing how he felt abandoned, how he felt like his dad never loved him, would have never left him like that. All the feelings that people go through after a suicide. Well, we finished that day, we had a very good program, and the next time I saw Audie, he was a principal, and I'm not sure what county he's in. Does anybody remember where he is?
Taylor.
County.
Taylor County.
Which one?
Taylor.
Taylor County. And he said, did I ever tell you why I invited you to our high school? And I said, well, you told me 2 boys had committed suicide and one had drowned and student body had lost hope. He said, I didn't really tell you the whole truth because I didn't think your people would come. And I said, what? And he said, well, we had those deaths, and what was happening is some of the senior class, a good majority of them were going on Saturday night to the gravesite and crying and making a pact they were going to commit suicide. And he said, we had 13 kids Baker acted before I called you. And he said, after your program, our kids realized, I can't do this, I can't follow through with this pact, because if I do, those people left behind are going to feel like that young man Ryan felt. And he said, we never had another incident after that because they didn't realize what would happen to people left behind. They were in pain, they wanted to join their friends, which is normal for a teenager. But they weren't thinking outside of themselves, which is normal for a teenager, until Ryan spoke. So we were so glad that that didn't happen, because it would have been a horrible, horrible nightmare, and we had copycats all over the nation. I'm sure it would have made national news. But we prevented that, and that's what we do. We try to prevent problems from happening. Once they have happened, we get kids to be restored back to health, good health, and good healthy choices. So thank you for allowing us to work with your teenagers. We appreciate it so much, and I'll take any questions. I know you're on a tight schedule, and you've already had a budget meeting, and I remember those days in St. Johns County. I'm so glad you're up here, not me. Yes. Any questions?
Any questions, Ms. Cook?
Last year when you were here, you had a video that your people were, so that kids could go online
Yes.
and get answers to questions. How has that turned out?
We have one produced, and we have one going up next week. The one that's produced is on Goal City. It's on our website. And again, it tells a story with emotion And it's about Brandon, whose parents got a divorce, and how he started to just go down and everything. The next one is on mean girls, to be honest with you. Girls can be very mean. And it's on friendships, healthy and unhealthy, and how do you get out of that, and how do you set boundaries. So there will be 2 up. We're trying to get funding for each one, because we want to have all 8 of these in video, so that teenagers anywhere can go online. And we did focus group with all kinds of teenagers to get this the way they like it, and go online and learn these skills, and then they can download the sheets that are in your notebook. So when we come into the schools, we show the video, like if it's goal setting, we'll show the video first, so they get the visual, they get the auditory, they get the everything, and then we tactily get them to write their goals. So thanks for asking, but we've done 2 out of 8. Yeah. Any other questions?
Anything else from the board? Great program. Yeah, thank you
Again,
for what
thank
you
you
do.
so much
Thank
for
you.
allowing us to be with you.
Thank you.
Dr. Ruiz, we'll move to our next presentation, Synergistic Award.
Yes, Madam Chairman, we had from the Synergistic company, and he's going to present us an award tonight. What can I tell you?
All right.
So we'll let him tell us more about that, and we're very pleased with our partnership with Synergistic, and it's helped us a lot in energy savings. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Riss. Good evening, members of the board and the audience. And Jody, I'm going to go ahead and ask you to come up here and give me some moral support here. What we have to talk about pales in comparison to the last speaker, but we do think it's very important. January of 2014, I think it was, the school district partnered with Synergistic to reduce unneeded energy costs. And the program has gone extremely well. So I want to thank the board, first of all, for having the vision to partner with us. What our program does is it frees up money that before was being spent on utility bills, instead it can be spent on kids. And that's what we're all about, and that's what the program's all about. Joey, as of course you know him, he's kind of what we call the quarterback of the program. He's really the key. He gets up at 4:30 or 5 in the morning, does audits of buildings. You're still doing that, right? Okay, good.
Yes, he is.
Late nights, weekends, this is a very difficult job. We have about 600 Joeys all over the country. We've been doing the program for 30 years in about 1,400 school districts. He's one of the best that we have. So you've got a good one here, and I know that you know that already. But I don't want to steal his thunder. He's going to give you an update. He's going to talk more about some of the specifics. But I really just wanted to thank the board and the superintendent, and special thanks to, of course, Joey and Kevin Burnett for just really being supportive. But everyone, district-wide, custodial staff, teachers, principals, food service, maintenance, operations, everyone has bought into this program, and that's why you're being recognized tonight. So this is on behalf of Dr. Bill Spears, our founder. I'm going to read this plaque to you, and I guess Dr. Lewis, I'd like to maybe get you to come down and I'll present it to you. And then I'll let Joey give his update after that. I'll read this presentation to you. Synergistic, the energy conservation company, for conserving our nation's precious resources through the excellent implementation of Synergistic's energy management program and serving as a model of energy conservation to fellow educational organizations. Nassau County School District is hereby presented the Environmental Excellence Award for outstanding environmental and financial resource stewardship. Signed, Dr. William S. Spears, Chairman and Founder, Synergistic. Congratulations on the job. Well done.
Now also, while we're giving awards out, this is kind of a sneak peek of just presentation later, but this is our current savings
Wow.
through May of this year. So we're almost at the $1.5 million mark, and it's, I'm
Do
just
you want to
proud of-
rotate that so everybody can see
Yeah,
it?
yeah, so, start check, right there.
Walk it down so everybody can
I would
see it.
love for y'all to come up and take a picture with it so we can put it in our press release.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, perfect, right here.
You need to be in here and let Joyce take a picture.
Oh, perfect.
If we could squeeze in so we You need it up?
Just